All right, we are live. I'm going to be flying through this. I'm working remote. I do these when I'm working remote on my lunch breaks, and I have things I have to get to do for work. So, Kayak Catfishing Tournaments.store, that helps me out. SandyDrifters.com, use code kayak15, 15% off your order. He gives out 2 free Sandy Drifters every month long tournament. Never Lost Anchors, he supports us. Go hit him up. Catfishclothing.com, kayak 20% off. All right, right into the 8 hour results. This past weekend, we had our first 8 hour tournament that was national. Dan Shida won that with 122 inches, and it was kind of surreal. Stephen Folds had the win literally with 5 minutes to go. Dan caught a 51-inch fish that not only won the tournament, but set up the new biggest fish for the entire year for all kayaks and cats, or kayak catfishing tournaments. Hey, what's up there, Clint? All right, let's see here. We will highlight some fish. He also won big fish, obviously, with the 51-incher. Here we go. You got your KCT pound right there. Bet you nobody can figure out what the final identifier of the month's going to be. Here's his second fish, 40.75. Awesome fish. Let's go highlight some of Steven's fish. Here's his pig, 43.5. That's a fat fish. I think that's a big boy, too. That's a really fat fish. That's awesome. Let's go over to Clint. Clint's big fish was 30 and a half. Awesome. We'll go down. Michael Tyler Baldwin, or Tyler Michael Baldwin's, his big fish was 30. And I was in last of people who caught a fish. I'm actually going to be submitting a video later on in the day today, how to measure fish for the new bank guides and stuff. It'll showcase this fish right here. So, and then Ryan Boards competed, but he got skunked. He had a rough day. Moving on, let me check this chat really quick. Yeah, that's actually we're all 99% sure that 51-inch fish is the biggest fish ever caught and measured in any kayak catfishing event ever. A bunch of us are OGs. None of us can find a single bigger one, um, historically speaking, that's been photoed and submitted in a TMS tournament. No offense, Facebook tournaments, you do not count. They are not official. If you do not have a TMS, then it's not an official tournament caught fish. That's just how it works. You don't get to go to a local pond and catch a monster and say you have the biggest tournament fish ever. There has to be some kind of standards. All right, moving on. Agenda, the ACAC regional, Kayak and Cats regional. This is how the standings currently sit. There's 8 participants. It's your biggest blue flattened channel on the month. Currently, Mark Bennett's the only person who has all 3. He's sitting in first at 85 inches. Ryan Bors is in second with 70.5 inches. Aaron Grubb is in third with 70 inches. I have not caught a flat yet this month. Dave McKinley has not. Brandon Hunter has not. And Eric and Tyler have not submitted them yet. It is $30 to enter, $10 a big fish. We pay out 50, 30, 20%, first, second, third. So first place is going to win 80, second place will win 48, third place will win 32. Big fish will win $80. Big fish is any big fish. It could be any species. Moving on, the current standings for the bank fishing tournament on the free bank fishing tournament. Oh, I got to zoom out. That's way too close. Oh, there's no logos yet, by the way, guys, because I want somebody to make a logo. If somebody can make a logo, send a logo in and make it. So it's not just this. I don't want to put this logo on the bank fishing events. So the September free month long, we have Timmy Bullock currently sitting in first. So real quick, anyone from bank who's watching, make sure first I'm going to suggest everyone uninstall the app, go into your settings, make sure your picture settings have GPS and timestamp turned on. So hard press your phone, your camera, and then go into the settings and authorizations. Allow GPS timestamp to be on. Then re-download the app. Give the app all the authorizations, because what I'm noticing from almost every single bank guy, I'm getting your time, but I'm not getting your location where you caught the fish. And I've been messaging people as it happens, but this isn't an offense that we can let go once the money tournaments start. I'm letting some of the fish go right now because it's a free event. I want people to learn the app, and so far it looks like people have learned the app. But learning the app doesn't constitute not having your GPS location. I even had a guy say, He didn't want the GPS spot. Really cool guy. He didn't want the GPS spot to be submitted because he didn't want anyone knowing where he's fishing. Well, that's not an option in these tournaments when we're using an online tournament management system. He was really nice though. We walked through how to get it set up, and his fish now have the GPS spot. Only I will see these. Nobody else will see these. So if you know there are other locals that fish this tournament, nobody else is going to see where you're catching these fish but me. And I typically refuse to drive more than an hour any direction to go fishing. So you got to have a little faith in me that I will not give out any spots, but I do have to be able to check them and make sure you caught them at water and not any kind of pay lake or anything like that. Moving on, I can close this one. Yeah. Oh, let's highlight some of their fish. I'm sorry. Timmy Bullock's in first right now with 156 inches. It's your biggest 5 fish of the month. He has a 33-inch blue right here. He has a 32-inch blue right there. Tony Harrison has a 35-inch blue. There we go. He has a 33.5-inch blue. All right. Looks like Curtis Taylor that's a big old flathead, 38-inch flathead. I'll have to go in and look and make sure. Now, at the end of the month, I will go in and judge these fish as if it's an official tournament. But until then, I'm just letting them go so everyone can learn the tournament management system. So, like, for instance, like this catfish right here. This is going to be 100% disqualified. One, it's an illegal board. You can use illegal boards this month, but like when I do disqualify this fish at the end of the month, the note will say illegal board, and the fish was not on a board. You see how the fish was off the board? I believe his next one was correct though, because I remember looking through some of these. Or don't load. All right, that loaded. All right, yeah. See, this one's fine. Obviously, at the end of the month, I will disqualify this fish because it's not on a legal board. But he did everything else right. I can see the identifier; it's clearly bumped. I can see where it's at. He just has to fix the board issue by the end of the month. All right, and Wayne Cross right here. Boom. All right, going on. Oh, also, there is no slot limit in this tournament, so you can measure any fish any size on their belly. When there's no slot limit, any fish any size on their belly is perfectly fine. When there is a slot limit involved, that changes the story. All right, next on the agenda. Let me check the chat, make sure there's no questions. Yep. All right, next on the agenda, the KCT month long. Let's see how that's going. I have not looked at this beforehand, by the way. Nope, that's July slot. So the September month long, we have 7 anglers in it. Dan Scheid is in first. This is 4 over 330 inches. And Fishing Chaos worked with us. They created an overall leaderboard, which takes your 4 over and 3 under right here. This is so nice. Now I don't have to manually do it. If you go down just a little bit, you can see what the 4 overs and 3 unders are amongst everybody and their individual fish. So Dan Scheid is in first. Stephen Folds in second. Ryan Bort's in third. This tournament's only going to be paying out the top 2, and I told myself I'm only going to go over payout places in these updates, or I'd be here talking forever. Moving on, and the biggest catfish updates. So if you are fishing in a kayak catfishing tournament, any kayak catfishing tournament, you can enter this side pot. It's a $27 side pot. To whoever has the biggest catfish caught in competition by the end of the year wins this pot. Now, you have to be actively participating in an event, and you have to sign up for this side pot minimum 24 hours before you submit a fish to it. You can't catch a fish in competition, then sign up for this, and then submit it. This is a side pot for people who are already in competition who want to be part of this side pot. This isn't a catch a fish, oh, let me get into it event. This is to support the anglers who want to be part of this side pot. Dan just increased his biggest fish score to 51 inches. I believe it was 49 before that. We got Justin Johnson here with Kayak Catfish in second. He has a 45.75. Pat Murray has a 44.25. I'm in fourth with a 41. Clint's in third with a 37.25. And Wayne is in sixth with a 37. I know there's other anglers with big fish out there, but we moved over from another TMS system to this one, and I just don't think they have submitted any fish yet to this board. So moving on. Let's go check the chat out. No one said anything. Very good. All right, moving on. Next on the agenda, upcoming tournaments. Upcoming tournaments. This weekend, let's get more people signed up for this. Cowan Lake, up here near me. Cowan Lake has a tournament this weekend, this Saturday on the 18th. It is a 9 to 5er. Ryan Boritz is supposed to be coming up, and the gentleman making my custom rods is coming up, so that should be 3 minimum right there. It's your 5 biggest fish, catfish throughout the day. This is a channel cat and flathead cat, or this is a channel cat and flathead catfish fishery. I call it Baby Sandusky because every single time I've gone there the last like 7 trips or so, I've caught at least one over 15 pounds and multiple fish over 10. It is so much fun. I love this fishery. And in my opinion, of the 3 big catfish, nothing pound for pound fights harder than a channel cat. So when you have a 15-pound channel cat on, it is a lot of fun. That's this weekend. That's in person, 9 to 5 at Cowan Lake. Moving on, another short tournament that we have going on. Show details. Let's get to, here we go. Another short tournament we have going on starting in 2 days is Nebraska versus Texas. Texas wanted another shot at being another state. Ohio whooped them twice earlier in the year in back-to-back, not back-to-back months, but in February and then I believe in May or April. I can't remember. And I'm only talking trash because I was part of the Ohio team that won that. And we won it in like the last half hour of the entire month the second time. Clint Seeger is the captain of the Texas team. You have Justin Wyrick, the captain of the Nebraska team. They're doing the same thing we did. It's going to be their 3 biggest fish individually. And then it's a 4 versus 4. So hypothetically speaking, there should be 12 fish versus 12 fish at the end of the month. So let's say Clint catches 3 45-inch fish, or no, let's say he catches 4 45-inch fish. Only 3 of them will be on the board, even if his 4th one is the 4th biggest fish for the entire team. And then each team will have their own biggest catfish. So you're essentially doubling your money if your team wins this tournament. Yep, there we go. And I'll highlight the anglers really quick. Michaela, I'm going to try and guess the teams. Travis is Texas. Ethan's Texas. Clint's Texas. And Ray is Texas. That's my guess. And then Justin, Drew, Jordan, and Michaela are all Nebraska. That's my guess. I'm pretty confident with that. I could be wrong about Ray, though. If I'm wrong about any of them, it's Ray. I messed that one up. All right, moving on. Let's check the chat. I wish. Oh, and by the way, I am wearing Clint Seeger's Circle Hook production hat because I also want some good luck. Everyone who wears this catches a monster. Moving on. 24-hour KCT event. Let's go to Kai Catfish Tournaments. Short Island Online events. So on the 25th of this month, I'll be playing Mr. Mom, so I will not be competing. But there is a 24-hour event, Saturday midnight to midnight, September 25th. It is your 3 biggest catfish. You can enter it for free if you would like to, just to see how you would do against the people who consistently sign up. But again, it's your 3 biggest catfish over 24 hours. Pretty simple. And then there'll be a $10 mandatory big fish pot. Moving on. Last but not least, for events this month coming up, Scioto River. Now, Scioto River, guys, you can double up on events. Scioto River has a monthly event going on that's been having about 10 plus anglers every single month. It is noon to noon. Their event will start Saturday at noon and will end Sunday at noon. And it's your 3 biggest catfish throughout the entire Scioto River. The southern border is the 348 bridge in Lucasville, so you cannot fish below that. And the northern border is the South Detroit Street Bridge in Kenton, Ohio. You cannot fish north or west of that. So those are the borders there. And then we have our upcoming month-long tournaments. We will go over the bank fishing tournament first. The bank fishing tournament in October will be $30. $10 goes, or I'm sorry, $30, $25 goes towards registration, $5 goes towards the mandatory big fish. Bank fishermen, remember, you have to have everything legal by then. You have to have a musky bumper or a catch board or a Rapala board. I strongly suggest getting the musky bumper. I just talked to them yesterday about possibly getting our logo embroidered on as an option on some of their muskie bumpers. If that partnership does ensue, then every other board will be outlawed, and you will be forced to have a muskie bumper product of some fashion. There's no reason not to have a muskie bumper anymore. The only reason I could possibly think of is Amazon had a Rapala available and you needed a board in 2 days, so you ordered it from Amazon. But every time I've ever ordered from Muskie Bumper, I have gotten it within 5 business days or quicker. Muskie Bumper now has a $20 option, a $50 option, an $80 option, a $95 option. There is no longer an excuse not to have one. A Rapala board has to be DIY'd. The $20, and that's a $20 board. The $20 Muskie Bumper sticker has to be DIY'd. So by going to Muskie Bumper solely, we will not be asking anything extra of the anglers. It will still be the same things that you have to do, except we're outlawing everything else besides Muskie Bumper because it's the best product out there. And as a judge, I'm just going to be honest. I hate judging catch and I hate judging Rapala. But you have to have a cheaper alternative out there, which is why we allow the Rapala board. But now that Muskie Bumper has a $20 option out there, I really hope that this partnership goes through so we can outlaw all those other boards so my life can be 10 times easier. And if that upsets anybody, I'm sorry, but I'm the judge and I'm the admin, so that's what's going to go on. Moving on, and then the KCT month long for next month. Let's see here. The month-long event next month, same thing, 4 over, 3 under. In October, 4 over, 3 under 30 inches. Remember, in the bank fishing event, you must be bank fishing. You cannot bank your kayak and fish in the bank fishing event. 100% of your trip has to be dedicated to bank fishing. You have to drive or get to your area by foot, and you must submit your fish via the bank. If I see little GPS spots out in the water, or if I see anybody, using their kayak as a giant rod holder, your fish will be disqualified. The bank fishing event is truly bank fishermen only. You cannot obtain your spot any other fashion other than vehicle and foot. You cannot use any kind of watercraft to get to your spot. All right. And hey, what's up, Haz? That's all I have. I'll be uploading a how to measure a fish video here in a little bit. It will happen today. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? Congratulations to everybody. The payouts did happen for the 8-hour event today. I got Haz's money. I got Dan's money. And in the future, expect to see some month-long state events. There is a state out there that wants nothing to do with national events, and there are enough participants that they want their own state event. So we are gonna start dipping our toes into month-long state events. No questions? All right, I'm out of here. I gotta get back to work. See you guys later.